For more updates, click on subscribe and click on bell button for latest notifications. Hi friends, welcome to Tech ARK IT YouTube channel. My name is Ravi. In this video session, we are going to see that the most important and the life savior putty settings are the putty tricks, which is going to helpful in Linux administration or the most of the administration life. So whenever you have a putty and you wanted to utilize that putty utility to connect to the server so easily and save your life from most of the documentation stuff, all of this. So I'm going to give you a few tricks and tips on the putty session, so which will save most of the administration job and the most of the administration lives in the real time. So first of all, so I'm going to show you that you have to download the putty and install it. So do not download the portable version, so just download the installer version and install it. Okay, so I already done that, but I'm just going to show you guys like how you can get that installer. So here you can just simply go to the Google and type putty. So you just go to the putty.org site. Here you can see that download the putty. Here click on here and download the MSI installer. So based on your operating system, if it is your 64-bit or 32-bit, you can just download this appropriate installer. So mine is 64-bit. Most of the machines nowadays are 64-bit, so just save it. And what you can do is that you can simply click on here and run through this installer. Simply do this and install this. Yes, so now the putty is going to be installed. Okay, now just click on finish. The putty has been installed successfully. So now what you have to do is that you have to simply go to here and open the putty. So here you can have the putty. Here you can, so there is one more called PuTTY 64-bit and PuTTY 32-bit. You can see that, and PuTTY 64-bit we are going to use it. So open this PuTTY session here. So this is the PuTTY configuration window. Here you can see that. So here you can simply first one, the cool tip is that you can save the putty sessions for later use. So how we can save that? Example, say I would like to connect to the my server 192.168.48.200. So I don't want to type every time this IP address, all this stuff, the window settings and all of this stuff. So I just wanted to connect this session whenever I click on here. So type this here and type the name here, so which you wanted to connect. Example, say that I would like to connect to prod Nagios server, something like this. So my session name is prod Nagios server here, and IP address, and select the SSH and port number correctly. And if you want log whenever I connect and store these logs here, you can simply go to this printable, select this printable output, and here you can simply add this values, so wherever you wanted to store it. Then go to the here, if you want to set anything up here, appearance, so like example I would like to set something like 16 is my font size, and I would like to use the system colors, since white background I would like to use it. All of these sessions, and just go to the session and say save. What happens? It will be saved here. So whenever you just open the putty session like this, go to open the putty session here and click on this. So it will automatically ask you for the username and password. You can simply connect to that server, so you don't need to do this. But example, if you go to the PuTTY and type 192.168.48.200 this manually, you can see that the settings are different here, right? Like this you can set up this PuTTY sessions and save that, so later point of time you can just click on this and log in, or even you can define that username here. So if you wanted to define the username and the terminal window name here, so whatever the appearance name here, all of this you can simply type this details. And here if you want example, say whenever I would like to see, by default it should log into the root, so I'm just going to load this session and go to this data and say I don't want to type always the username, so it's just root, so do not use root, but for example I'm just saying the root. And here, so I would like to use the window scrolling more than 99,000 something like this, and go to this session and save this session. So again open the PuTTY connection here and just click here. So you can see that the username is also, it's typed by the automatic, and just type the password, so it will be logged in. Like that you can save the PuTTY sessions and use it for later use. Okay, now one more thing is that I have saved a lot of PuTTY sessions here, so I would like to import them. Example, I would like to change my computer, or later point of time I would like to backup them, so then I can load it somewhere on the different desktop, or I wanted to share this details, the saved details to my colleague. So example, he is also working as in the same Linux administrator in the same team, so I already have the all of these details saved here. What are the production systems and test systems, all of these sessions are saved here. Then I can simply export here and import on the remote machine. So how you can do that? Simply you can go to the run and type regedit, so registry edit here. So be careful while editing, so do not change anything here. So just go to the H current user, so H key current user, and go to software. Here the software name is Simon, this is the one. You have to just click on here and go to PuTTY and sessions. So this is the sessions which we have saved. You can see that the latest saved settings also here. You can simply click on here, right click and say export, and say saved PuTTY sessions. Then so select the location and click save. So I'm saving into my documents, save it. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to delete these sessions. Example, I'm showing here, I just delete these sessions, all of these sessions deleted, right? So I can close it and again open the PuTTY session, so there is no saved session. So how you can import this one? So you can simply go to that documents here. So whatever my PuTTY settings are here, you can simply click on, double click and say yes. And are you sure want to continue to change this registry settings? Say yes. Now has been imported. You can simply open the PuTTY again. You can see that the sessions has been restored back. So this way you can save the PuTTY sessions for later use. One more things, and you can simply do is that you can simply open the multiple windows. So here what you can do is that you can simply right click here and say duplicate session, so which is going to be open one more session like this. So if you want to open multiple session, click on the duplicate session here, or if you want to open a new session for the new server, you can simply click on the new session here and click on this. So like this you can open the multiple windows and the multiple putty sessions for the different settings. So this also is same server, this also same server, this also same server, but which are connected in a different manner, like different settings. So that way you can save the settings for later use. You can open the multiple windows and multiple things. So here example, I'm just typing something like this and I went to the lot many here, but after that if I wanted to scroll it back to the last, so here there is a limitation, because so whenever you default settings, whenever you use it, so the window is open only for 2500 something like that, but by default I said 999 here. So that is a scroll window lines whenever you say clear the screen. But I wanted to go back again, what are the commands I have typed on the session. You can simply go back to the sessions by setting that window scrolling here on the window and use the lines for scrolling back. Set that maximum of a million or million, something like that, so that you can scroll back to the previous commands or the scroll back to the previous. Like if you open the log file, a big log file, if you want to scroll it back, then you can simply use that feature to scroll it back to the previous logs. So one more thing is that setting the passwordless authentication from Windows. So that is the more useful whenever you use this lot of servers. I want to type username and password. Sometimes it's lazy stuff like typing the IP address, username and password every time. Then securely you can use the keyless password, like passwordless authentication to the servers from the Windows. So how we can use that? So I'm just going to guide you. So you have to install PuTTY full version, otherwise it won't work. So then first of all you have to just go to PuTTY Gen here. So click on this PuTTY Gen, and what you have to do is that you have to just generate the key here, and you have to just move the cursor like this. It will generate the key, public key here. You just have to copy this key here and use this key settings. So I'm just going to use for purpose of YouTube Tech ARK IT, and key pass pair, you just use it whatever you want, and remember that password and save this key here, so the private key, and save it. So whenever you are saving this key, do not save it into your general documents, save it into a different folder which has only the access to the particular user. So I'm just going to save this private key file, save, and that's it, and close this window. So after that, open the PuTTY and connect to the server, and what you have to do is that go to .ssh directory which is hidden. So sometimes there is no directory here, .ssh. What you can do is that you can simply go .ssh and change this to 7000, the .ssh directory, and go to .ssh directory here, and what you can do, create authorized underscore keys file. So remember, there's no spelling mistakes, and paste this key. So whatever the key is we generated on the PuTTY Gen, you just paste it here and save it, and change this to 644 authorized, sorry, 600 authorized keys file, and you can verify that the file has read write permissions to the only the user. So now exit. What you can do is that you can simply open the PuTTY session and type this IP address 192.168.48.200, and go to the SSH and authentication. Here you can simply attach this private key file .ppk file and open the session. So what it will do, it will just ask you for the password. So we set for the ppk file. So it is not asking for the password here, but it is asking for the password. So here we get a question that why we have to set the password again. So anyway we are using the password, username, password, then again why I have to set the password. So here the secure way to connect, whenever you just type the IP address or the load the window, it just connect it. So how you can do that? So we can use this the PuTTY setting is that Pageant. So here you can go to this Pageant here, and you can see that there is a small icon here, and right click and say add key. So here what it will do is that it's going to ask you for the key and load the key here, open, and you can just type the password. So now you don't need to type the username and password every time. It just load the PuTTY session as simple as. So you can just go to the connection and set the username here. So we already set it on this session. You just click on this window here. That's it. It does not ask you for the username, password. So whenever there is a PuTTY Pageant is set up here, the Pageant has been set up, you can see this. So the key will automatically take you to the server connecting using this SSH keyless password. So this is a very secure method. You can simply connect to the servers without using any username and password. So every time you don't need to type even the IP address, username and password. You just first time whenever your system has been boot up, then you just have to open this Pageant and type your password. That's it. Then you just enable the session to connect it and go into the server and add the key there. Just click on that session, it just connects. So that way you save lot of time in doing connecting this, typing all of this server session. So another one is that whenever you are doing some important things on the server, so most of the times we forgot to take the command details or what we have typed on the previous sessions, all of these, then it's going to be a sometimes messy process, or we forgot and again we have to go through all of this command history and correct the details, all of this. So to avoid and help in documenting the processes sometimes, so what you can do is that you can simply save all the sessions automatically whenever you use the PuTTY session. So that going to set up is very easy for us. You just open the PuTTY and what you can do is that you can simply go to logging here, just select this printable output and say select one of the directories here, example auto saved PuTTY sessions or PuTTY sessions, something like this. You can, I say PuTTY sessions here and go to save, and here what I'm going to do is that I simply remove this last line, and you can, there is a guidelines how to use this log file here, so which says that year, month, date, format, and T for time and H for host. So I'm just going to set up this way here that and the host name first, and year and month and date and time. So this way whenever you log into that particular host, which will automatically create the log file in the background and it will automatically update that. So you don't need to again and open this log session and save this session, all of this, it will automatically saved. So sometimes it will save a lot of your effort, and just go to default settings and say save. That's it. Then whenever you open any session, example, just I am going to open 192.168.48.200 here, you simply say login. So it's already logged in because we have the PGNet open. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to type something commands here. So now there is a commands opened and all of this has been done. Now you just close the session. You just go to that documents and the saved putty sessions, and you can see that there is a new session has been saved here. You can see this, and you can see here which window you have connected and what are the commands you have typed, which will be saved along with your data. One more thing here I'm just going to show you is that if you are just going to connect to the server and you wanted to verify that what is that details of this server settings, how it is communicating the server to the server, and what is the SSH server version it is using, and what is the protocol version it is using, and what is the credentials, the key pair it is using. All of these details will be shown on the event log. So you can just go to this putty, right click and see this event log, and you can see that all of these details. Okay, this way you can see the event log of that connection details. So how we can change this background and font size? It's very simple. You can simply go to this settings here, and you can click on this appearance and change this font, what are the font you want, and font size, and you can also change this color. So the colors, go to this default background and modify which color you would like to set here. You simply change the color type and click OK and apply, and it will apply to the particular session. Or if you want every session to be with the similar background, you just save that settings on the default settings. You just go to sessions here, say default settings and save it. Then all the sessions will get the similar settings. And the putty is not only for SSH to the servers, which also can help to verify the most of the details. Example, say I would like to verify the communication between the servers. Example, my server is listening on particular port or not. I would like to verify that. Then you can simply use this. There is a telnet option. You don't need to install the telnet on your machine, then do the telnet. You can simply use this, click on this telnet and type the server IP address and use the port number which you would like to verify. Example, I would like to verify the port number 22. You can see that this is connected, which means that the port number is working fine. So one more thing here which would be more handy and helpful whenever you would like to use this feature here. So example, say I would like to copy only the file names. Here I would like to copy only file names. I don't want to select all of this data here. So no, I don't want. Then you can simply press the Alt key here, hold the Alt key and select this like this. So this way what you can do is that you can just copy only the column where you want the content of it. You can just copy it. When you select it, it is copied. You don't need to again press the Ctrl C or something like this. You just select it, it is copied. So that way the putty works. So whenever you would like to use the keyboard only for most of the times, inserting the copying or inserting the commands into the PuTTY session. So you can simply use is that shift insert. So you can see that whatever the copied commands will be pasted here. Copying the data from Windows to Linux, so that would be most easy and preferred method. So you can see this. So here you just open the command line on the window. You don't need to install WinHCP, something like that. If you want to copy some files from Windows to Linux or Linux to Windows, you can simply use this method. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to documents here and verify there are some files. So here you and me.txt something is there. I would like to copy that file. So you can simply use pscp. You can simply use this one. You can command here and pscp and type the file name. Sorry, pscp. Let me clear the screen. And pscp you and me.txt and type the username @ IP address of the server and directory path where you would like to copy it. So I would like to copy the data to /root this file. You can just click enter. So here it is not asking me for username and password. The password is not asking because I already opened the PGNet session here. So that's why it is not asking any password for me. So it just copied the data. You can simply go to the server and verify that whether my data has been copied or not. You can see that. Okay. So it is copied as /root. Actually this is the file of the destination is copied. So now I don't want to specify anything here. So you can just go to here and see. You can see that you and me.txt has been copied. That simple is to copy the data from this Windows to Linux, or if you want to copy from Linux to Windows. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to change this to desktop here, and I want to copy that you and me file here. So pscp and say root at 192.168.48.200 and say root /u and me.txt file and where you would like to copy here. So C: and users and Ravi I'd like to copy to the desktop. So this way so the data has been copied from here to desktop. You can simply go to the desktop and see that you and me has been copied just now. One more easy and cool trick is that you can also use the command prompt. You can simply launch your PuTTY session by using the command line here. You can simply type PuTTY and load the session. Example, you have to just type the session name here, example prod Nagios server. And if you want to pause the password also, here you can also pause. That is not recommended at all. You can simply just hit enter and you can just type the password. So this way you can simply load the PuTTY session profile from the command line itself. So sometimes if you want to pass the password also, but do not recommend in a real time or the production servers, you just hit -pw and launch this, it will not even ask you for the password. You just connect to the profile. So this way you can simply launch the connections from the command line itself. The sessions will be launched from the command line itself. You just exit from here. So this way that PuTTY can be launched from the command line. That's about it, guys. The few PuTTY tricks and tips which saves the most of the times of the Linux administrator, hopefully which helps you in doing your regular activities. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Please comment if you have any PuTTY tricks and tips to help other administrators.